Hello, I'm TOROS. Welcome to what's happening in Turkey. Turkey's top court may one day put Erdogan on trial. There is a major story making headlines right now. Turkey has been fined over $1.4 billion due to unauthorized oil shipments from Iraq. The scandal came to light when Cevdet Yılmaz, deputy chair of the main opposition party CHP, published an official-looking document on social media. The document claims that an international arbitration court in Paris has ruled against Turkey and imposed a $1.471 billion fine. What happened? Between 2014 and 2023, Turkey reportedly brokered a secret oil deal with the Kurdish regional government in northern Iraq without the consent of the Iraqi central government in Baghdad. The oil was transported via pipeline to the Turkish port of Ceyhan, then exported globally. Baghdad took the case to the International Chamber of Commerce's court in Paris, which sided with Iraq. Cevdet Yılmaz described the court's ruling as a hidden file, accusing the Erdogan government of secrecy. He warned, this is the first brick in the wall. If not today, then tomorrow, this could lead to a trial at the Constitutional Court. The presidency responded quickly, confirming the ruling but denying any cover-up. The decision is public. We've already filed a countersuit. The fine isn't final. Still, the CHP is treating this as a potential corruption scandal with personal responsibility traced back to President Erdogan. If that's proven in court, the case could end up in Turkey's constitutional court, where at least in theory, even the president can be prosecuted. And there is another layer. The $1.5 billion fine, especially with interest, may severely impact Turkey's already fragile economy. This isn't just a legal issue. It could become a defining political crisis. As the economy collapses, Erdogan eyes a new finance chief. Turkey is facing an economic emergency. Inflation is soaring, taxes are rising, and bankruptcies are piling up. At the center of this storm is Finance Minister Şimşek, who was brought back to office to reassure global markets. But now even his own ruling party appears to be losing confidence in him. Şimşek continues to issue upbeat public statements, but reports say he is growing frustrated, especially with attacks from pro-government media. He has even voiced his concerns directly to President Erdogan. Behind the scenes, some business groups close to the government are reportedly upset with Şimşek's refusal to give them preferential treatment or easy loans. These same groups are now believed to be undermining him in public. Despite the backlash, Şimşek is sticking to his plan, bring inflation down to 29% by year's end and cut interest rates. But in Ankara, rumors are swirling. Many insiders believe Şimşek could be replaced this fall. The most frequently mentioned name, Vice President Cevdet Yılmaz. A reshuffle may be imminent, and it could signal a shift in the government's economic strategy. Bankruptcy Storm. Turkish businesses are going under. One of the clearest signs of Turkey's economic collapse, rising bankruptcies. In the first 6 months of 2025, legal filings for concordatum, a type of bankruptcy protection, have doubled compared to the same period last year. Some companies are already folding, others are trying to survive by putting any remaining cash into interest-bearing accounts, hoping to ride out the storm. But experts are warning that autumn could be far worse. With access to credit drying up, small and medium-sized businesses may collapse in large numbers. Consumer demand has already plummeted, and cash flow is broken across the economy. This isn't just an economic crisis anymore. It's a political and social time bomb, and it's still ticking. First the Kurdish question, then the ballot box. Erdogan's new game. A surprise move from Ankara, the government has announced a new initiative called Terror-Free Turkey, which appears to be a reboot of the Kurdish peace process. A 51-member special committee is being set up in parliament to oversee the process. All eyes are on the main opposition party, the CHP. Without their participation, the process risks losing legitimacy. But the CHP is worried. They've made their conditions clear. The process must lead to real democratization and justice. It must not become a tool for Erdogan to push through a new constitution that expands his powers. In their words, if this is just about giving Erdogan more power, we won't be a part of it. Observers believe this initiative might have electoral motives, especially as talk grows about early elections and constitutional changes. SDF resists. The chessboard shifts in Syria. In a major statement, Erdogan claimed that Abdullah Öcalan, the jailed PKK leader, is now supporting a disarmament process. İmralı is giving full support. This is very, very important, Erdogan said. But Syria's Syrian Democratic Forces, a key US partner in the fight against ISIS and seen by Turkey as linked to the PKK, isn't on board. Ahead of diplomatic talks in Paris, the SDF issued a firm warning. Disarmament is our red line. The SDF still controls parts of northern Syria and refuses to give up its weapons. Turkey wants those forces to either disarm or be integrated into the Syrian army, believing this would restore border security and reduce cross-border attacks. And now, there is talk of a secret deal between Turkey and the Syrian government in Damascus. Leaks suggest Turkish military bases may be set up in northern Syria. Ankara may train and equip Syrian troops. Oil fields, airports, and border crossings under SDF control could be handed back to the Syrian government. But there are serious geopolitical risks. Just recently, Israel bombed Syrian territory, citing concerns for Druze communities. Any shift in the military balance near Israel's border could provoke a regional backlash. Turkey's deepening involvement in Syria could bring new conflict zones, not just solutions. I am TARIK TOROS. Thanks for watching What's Happening in Turkey. See you next week.